But that shot bounces wide. Shot clock continuing to tick down here as Goodwin's going to cut off the wall. Takes the shot, and it's off the left arm of Doug Jamieson. Shot clock is running here tonight as the Chiefs have the ball. We talked with official Mike Sullivan after last week's game. That is a change in all rule books. What a pass there from Randy Stotts to get it far side, but unable to connect with a shot as Orleman gets the stick on it one more time. As cutting through, Durston grabs the pass, shoots over the top, and Orleman makes another save as this goes into the corner. Durston to the wall first. And a big pile up here, Riley Campbell, Logan Holmes. John Webb beforehand, but he's talking about Liam Patton is a shot from the side there by Hutchison. Off the shoulder of Jamieson. Patton has come up all the way as a 2-on-1 develops here for the Chiefs. And stepping up to meet that ball nicely was Orleman. If you missed it last week, still available on the YouTube channel, Brampton and Cobourg in the MSL season opener. As Fred Hartley comes in. Couple good moves and another one on Jamieson, but Jamieson a better save. Shovel pass to the spot for Shane Simpson. And Orleman, did he save that or did it just go over top of the net? I don't know. A great play by both goaltenders at either end. Actually, Ian Garrison is counting down on the floor. Spinning shot and a goal from Kyle Killen. His hot streak continues. Taken down, Riley Miller right in front of the Kodiaks bench. And there's going to be a 2-on-nobody rush here for Cobourg. Flip behind the back onto the wrong side, though, for Rowan Kelly. Tyson Bell not quite able to bring this one down. Collision in behind. And for Stotts, now for Smith. Randy Stotts, his bid for the hat trick. Negated by Orleman. Oof, diving off. Pleased to be joined now by the co-owner and general manager of the Cobourg Nissan Kodiaks, Mr. John Webb. John, thanks for joining us once again this year. Last year, when we talked before the season, you had said you guys were hoping to push for the playoffs. Unfortunately, on the outside looking in. Just your thoughts 1 year later on last season.
Sure, last season it was tough. We lost two of our goalies, one to West, one to injury. So we were fighting an uphill battle right from the beginning. And then we had some really unfortunate incidents with injuries as well up front. So it was a struggle. We managed to turn it around. We brought in Kevin Croswell midway through the season. Pulled off a couple of wins, once against Peterborough and then one against Oakville. And it really kind of turned the game for us that last year.
I think that Peterborough win, that really just shocked everybody, I think. That was Croswell's, I think, second game back. And for Cobourg to do that in Peterborough as well was just such a big game. You guys return this year now with Dave DeRuscio and Kevin Orleman as your goaltending tandem. Your thoughts on those two coming into the year?
Well, just having two pro goalies, it's incredible. We don't have to rely on senior B guys or up and coming like Rance like we did last year. Having the two NL goalies battle it out this year is going to be huge for us.
Yeah, we saw that in Game 1 against Brampton as well. If you've missed the highlights, they're up there. So just some incredible saves by DeRuscio in that 12-12 tie. So this season, along with bringing them in, you guys were just all over the draft board. You've made a couple trades as well. The most recent one, Corey Small, going up to Peterborough. That brings in Nick Finley, Killen as well, who scored, I believe, a hat trick in the first game. Just your thoughts on some of the young guys that are coming in and your draft strategy before this year.
Well, we knew we had to get stronger up front. That was our main priority. We didn't score enough goals. And then that just we had to rely on our defense too much. So we went out and I got Dan Lomas from Oakville, Joe French from Oakville, and then picking up Kyle Killen's huge on the right side for us as well because he's a young kid who can shoot the ball. He can shoot the ball just as good as any pro. Going into the draft, we also knew we wanted a young goalie. Kevin Orleman fit the bill. He was spent the last 2 years in Georgia, which was huge. And then we wanted to go and get some big D guys who could run transition. So Liam Patton, Steph Charbonneau, Rowan Kelly, they all fit the bill there.
And out of all those guys, if there's just one of those guys that you would like to see a lot from, we asked you this question last year as well. Which of those young players would you pinpoint this season?
Well, I think there's two. I mean, one is going to be Chris Kluche. He's going to be huge. I think that's the obvious answer. But I think a guy like Liam Patton, who really started to come on in Buffalo this winter, I think is going to open up our transition game huge. He's a big, strong, athletic kid who really can run the ball.
Interesting, last week when we saw him at the Minto Cup last year with Okotoks, I believe, he was just dominant on faceoffs. Didn't see him at the faceoff dot a lot this year so far. Is that something you might explore going forward?
Yeah, we didn't want to put too much pressure on him the first game. He's only 21 years old, so we want to ease him into the game. But obviously he earned his floor time that opening game. I think he had a goal and 3 assists, and the 3 assists were all in transition. And that's what we expect from him, as long as some of the other young guys who can run.
So last year we talked about you guys being here in Cobourg, the community support. One of the major supporters of that is the Cobourg Nissan dealership just down the street. Their cars are parked out front. I know they've really supported this team. A lot of their staff come to the games. Just a few words, if you can, on what they've done for this team and what they mean here in Cobourg.
Yeah, well, you and I discussed this last year too. I mean, they were huge because they came on right at the beginning. So they were instrumental in showing other businesses what a great advertising opportunity this was. And it really legitimized it as such so that businesses knew they were getting something for their money. So we give them great exposure, as we do with all our advertisers. And having Tyler on board has been excellent.
We visited their dealership earlier today. Yep. Just massive lot and great facility down there. So if you're in Cobourg, go say hi to Tyler and the team and check them out as well. So question that I asked you last year, I'll ask you again for 2018. We'll just carbon copy, I think, the template every year we do this, I guess. But your expectations, and if they're different, your goals headed into 2018 for this team.
Our expectations are higher, and they're going to grow every year. I think our talent level, our skill level, our culture here is changing right from day one this year at training camp. It's been a different atmosphere, and the guys understand that we're not here just to compete anymore. We want to win. And so, yeah, our goal is going to be the same as it was last year, is to make the playoffs.
How difficult is that? I know everybody wants to talk about Peterborough. They want to talk about Six Nations, who you face tonight. Brampton looks like they've improved. Oakville looks like they've improved. I'm missing one. Brooklyn, I mean, they may be in the top 3 right now. And you guys sort of get lost in the mix. I know looking at the lineup, we know you've got great players. For somebody that's not familiar with your team, who just looks at the standings, what do you tell them?
Well, we went from 4 NLL players last year to 11 this year. I think that speaks volumes on how we've improved. It's no longer come and you're in the lineup this year. It's you've got to battle every night in every shift to be in the next game. And that's what we're going to show this year. And you're right, the parity in this league is going to be very, very good this year. And I think we've seen it in the first week. Peterborough lost to Oakville, and then they won a very close game to Brampton. So it's going to be an excellent season, I think, for fans.
And it culminates with the Mann Cup, which is in Ontario later this year. Some great teams out west as well. So with all that being said, I want to wish you the best of luck. I want to thank you for doing this on game day, no less. I know you're a busy man game day, so we really appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Appreciate it.
John Webb, the co-owner and general manager of the Cobourg Nissan Kodiaks. For more information on their team, check them out on Twitter at Cobourg Kodiaks and cobourgkodiaks.ca.